What's up, y'all? Back with another episode of the NBA 2K14 Draft Class PlayStation 4. I'm including 5 prospects per episode now, so we can kind of move through it. Still going through it alphabetical order. So everybody that's asking when you gonna do this guy, when you gonna do that guy, I'm doing it in alphabetical order. I'm moving from the last portion of the B's into the beginning of the C's in this episode. This is Jabari Brown. They call him the other Jabari. He's from Missouri, transfer from Oregon, as you can see. Man, I'm gonna tell you, this guy's from a prospect standpoint looks really sharp. If you look at the scoring going up, look at the 3-point percentage. Also, free throw percentage is big. Is a pretty good rebounder for a guard. He's not a freak athlete from a quickness standpoint, but he does have good rise. But I think probably the best part of his game is the shooting. I think he has an opportunity to be a really a decent shooting guard in the NBA. I don't know about like a star or anything like that, or a guy who is necessarily a starter, but I do think he could be a starter depending on the squad he's on, depending on how much the type of point guard he has, the ball handling ability of the point guard. So what would be asked of him. I like his game a lot though. So those statistics that you see, the ratings are based on those statistics. Now, there's a little bit of a discrepancy in height. There's some sites that list him at 6'3". But majority of the sites list him at 6'5", which is why I went with 6'5". Looking at him, he looks a little bigger than 6'3". Just looking at him in comparison to other guys on the court who you feel like you have a better handle on how tall they are. But I like Jabari Brown a lot. Gave him a 67 overall. You're going to notice there's a lot of players in the 60s. Even some of the guys in the second round are 60s and might even have ratings higher than some of the guys I have in the first round. Now, that might seem crazy, but think about it from this standpoint. How many times do you see guys selected in the second round who turn out to be better than guys selected before them in the first round? It happens. So you got to look at a lot of that type of thing. And then also you got to look at with some prospects, sometimes it's just 1 or 2 little skills that a guy either doesn't have or does have that really kind of dictates what their future is in the NBA. So I took all of that into consideration. So I didn't let necessarily what round they're projected in dictate to me what their rating was going to be. I went by the scouting reports, watching the videos, watching them play when I've seen them play, and the statistics. This is big Alec Brown from Wisconsin, Green Bay. Now, he's 7'1", 235 pounds. He is a big-time shot blocker, as you can tell from his block shot statistics. 2 years, he's averaged over 3 blocks per game. But take a look at that three-point percentage. 43% three-point percentage. So that explains why I gave him an 80 in three-point range, in three-point shooting. And if you're wondering, oh, he probably didn't take that many threes, no, that's not the case. He shoots them a lot. This dude can shoot. Now, he's 7'1", 235 pounds, but he can shoot. Shooting 48% from the field this year, which is awesome considering he's taking more threes. Also a pretty good free throw shooter, which is also good for a big man. If you're looking for like a comparison to him based off of what I've seen, a slightly more defensive Spencer Hawes is what I would call him, because I would think he's definitely like a stretch 5 offensively. I think he's quicker. Like there's a couple. I don't think I've only seen this guy literally play live action one time, but there's video of him. He gets the ball baseline. He's able to face up, go baseline, kind of beat people going baseline a little bit, but there's no shake and bake to his game, anything like that. Shout out to Shake and Bake. Yeah, there's no shake to his game like that, but there is a decent first step for a big man. And when you're getting the ball, big man's getting the ball on baseline and turning and facing with an opportunity to go to the basket. That's about really all he needs, especially if he's not a low post threat, which I don't think Alec Brown will ever be that. But I think he can be a decent player. Now, all that said, I gave him a 65 overall because physically he's very thin, and I don't know how much strength his frame is going to ever be able to hold. Other thing you got to realize with these ratings is that pay attention to the potential rating that I give guys, because think about it, these draft classes are primarily for my GM, which is designed for you to play multiple seasons. So you got to think about it's not just about what he is as a rookie, because some of the guys I got him rated a little bit lower as rookies, but from a potential standpoint, they might be through the roof. So keep that in mind as well, and so that'll kind of help to put some of the stuff into perspective. All right, Markel Brown, gave him a 70, which seems probably pretty high. But because they got him late first round, early second round most of the time, right? Markel Brown's game is, he puts me in the mind of a little bit of a bigger D Brown. I don't know how many people remember D Brown, played for the Raptors, Boston Celtics, won the dunk contest with the cover my eyes dunk. Yeah, he had ridiculous hops, very good athlete, right? D Brown wasn't a great ball handler because he was only 6'1" and size of a point guard, but he really had a shooting guard's game. He had a ridiculously long arms, and he was athletic, so he could play bigger than he was on defense, which is something that Markel Brown does. Markel Brown has really long arms. I think it's like a 6'9" wingspan. For a guy that's 6'3", that's long. And then you can look at it by looking at the block shots. Over a block shot a game twice. Now, for a guy 6'3", when you see a guy averaging over a block a game, people start thinking Dwayne Wade. Now, the difference between a player like Wade and Markel Brown is ball handling. Markel Brown's not a great ball handler. He's not able to get his own shot. He's more of a catch and shoot kind of guy and a slasher. So he's not going to take guys off the dribble, shake you, create space, pop back jump shot, shake you, create space, or shake you, get you off balance, beat you right, beat you left. That's what you call a guy who can create his own shot. He's not so much that it's like get it, slash, go one way, get it, stop, pop, like that. And that's more what his game is. But from an athletic standpoint, this dude is probably, if he's not a future dunk contest winner, he's definitely a future slam dunk contest participant. He has sick ups. He can get up. I'm talking about 360s in games with people around. He had a fast break 360. I'm talking about it was a close game. I mean, and there was a defender nearby him, and he did a 360 in a game. So not only does he have hops, he's got all kinds of gall. So that's why you saw me light him up with the signature skills that were relevant to posterizing people, highlights, slams, finishing. That's why I hit him up with that. Now, because he's such a good athlete, and you also might have seen his three-point percentage, I believe he's shooting 38% from three. I had to hit him up with the three-point shooting. I mean, I had to give him some good ratings there because a lot of that pretty much is what I'm basing the three-point shooting on. How have you shown that you can shoot the three? And he's done that. So I take off for the ball handling because I've noticed that, and I've also read scouting reports talking about it as well. So that's how he's got only a 70, but some people might look and say, hey, 70 seems kind of high for Markel Brown. Well, based off of what I've seen, I couldn't go any lower than that. So let's move on. We out of the Browns finally in the Deonte Burton, Nevada. Point guard. He has some sick ups too. He does, especially because he's a little bit smaller. He's 6'1", catches nice one-handed oops, throws it down pretty nice, and he'll do it in traffic. He'll dunk on you. 6'1", legitimate scoring point guard. I think he's a decent playmaker, not great, which is what made me kind of keep his rating down a little bit, but I still gave him a 69. Could be a better shooter. Looks like his shooting has fallen off since his sophomore season, but still decent. Learning how to be a consistent playmaker, a good rebounder for his size, pretty good on defense too. He's averaging 20 points a game this year, so you gotta kind of respect that. And if you look, his scoring average has ascended every year in college, from freshman year all the way up to senior year. So he's developing. Look at the minutes he plays. That's also gone up. Playing big time minutes. He's playing 38.6 minutes a game. In case y'all didn't realize, a college basketball game is 40 minutes. He's playing almost the whole joint every single night. So if you look at durability, I hit him up there. Look at the stamina, I hit him up there. That's why I did that, because he's playing a lot. I like his game. I don't know. I think he could be a decent backup point guard. Say for instance you have a point guard in the NBA who is a distributor first. Just straight distributor first. That's your starting guy. Not really, a scorer looking to get his own offense. Got a guy like Deonte Burton to come off the bench, kind of give you a little spark on offense and start immediately looking for a shot. It's a whole different look than what you have with your, facilitating point guard. Now, that said, Deonte Burton could be a lot better if he had a more consistent jump shot. Shooting 32% from three-point range in college, I can't validate giving you anything like in the 70s or higher on a three-point rating on NBA 2K14 when you're knocking down just 32% of the threes in college. So that's kind of explains that right there. Some of these shot motions and stuff like that I went from the video. I didn't spend a ton of time trying to make sure I got this right. I wanted to get it somewhat correct because, I don't want a guy who obviously shoots a set shot jumping up, shooting it at the top of his jump like he Ray Allen or something. I didn't want that. But, I didn't try to go through every single one because it's, especially since, with the next gen, you can only make it so accurate from a visual standpoint anyway. Don't let you edit anybody's face. So I just want to have it general to, on point. Most of all, I want them to play like themselves as opposed to, the some of those other details. Now, this is Clint Capela, which is he's one of the hottest international prospects out. See, I gave him a 64 overall. He's projected at the right outside of the lottery. Who knows? Big men rise coming around the tournament, and international prospects have a tendency to rise. So by the time the draft rolls around, he might be a lottery pick, top 10 or whatever. But I definitely love the length and the athleticism. He's an exploding kind of a big man, pretty thin, so it's not real strong. 64 overall. But there's some things that kind of held me back with him statistically. These stats that you're looking at here now is only from 8 games. So it's from an 8-game stretch in Eurobasket. And, he played pretty well. He shot 58% from the field. Well, you can't get mad at that. Free throw shooting, 39%. God, that's a little rough. Rebounding good, 8 boards. The block shots are decent. Steals high, very high. Turnovers are pretty high for a big man with 26 minutes a game. So there's definitely some rawness there. But if you look at the video, the scouting videos, you see the hops, you see the speed, to run up and down the floor. You definitely see that. You see the timing as a shot blocker, which is why I gave him the eraser, and I also gave him the scrapper. I might take scrapper off though. I think I probably will. But that kind of explains it. Now, if you might have also seen the potential. I gave him pretty high on potential because anytime you got a big man who has his level of athleticism, you gotta pay attention and give him some love on the potential side. But that does not mean that right now he'd be ready to really make a significant impact, which I don't think that he is. So that's why I only gave him the 64, even though a lot of people might be getting, kind of amped with him right now. But I don't, that rating, the rating that their overall rating is basically how I'm saying this guy's going to play as a rookie. Of course, obviously I can be wrong. These are just projections. But based off of what I saw and those statistics that we see from Eurobasket and some of the other ones from more regular season international play, I thought the 64 was going to be the joint. So we're going to be going into the next 5 in the next video, which I'm going to try to get out definitely before the end of the week. So I can give you a little bit of a preview who's going to be in there. Jahi Carson, Samaj Christian, I believe Cameron Clark, Jordan Clarkson. So like I told you, we're in the C's. And the last one, I gotta see. Maybe Justin is going to be Justin Cobbs or maybe Andre Dawkins from Duke. I'm not sure exactly which one. Probably Justin Cobbs. So we'll see, and we're gonna roll through that. And like I said, I'm gonna keep trying to go rapidly, get these guys done. That would be the end of this. You're gonna see the end of the C's in the next episode, one way or the other. So that'll be that. You see the dunk package there for Clint Capela, and we're rolling down to the end. Y'all subscribe, follow. Peace.